Hello, everyone. A very, very good afternoon from Adil Rizvi, and I welcome you all to a brand new session of our Lunch and Learn session this Wednesday. Today, we are going to be discussing a very interesting and a different topic today. This is not directly related to property, but it is definitely related indirectly to investing, to wealth creation, and having a successful financial future. And it has to do with health. Now, before I delve further into the topic and introduce our guest today, who's a very dear friend of mine as well, just a quick introduction about myself. So, I'm Adil Rizvi. I'm a property strategist. I help people create wealth using property investing without breaking their bank accounts. That's really important. So, before I talk further about myself, I wanted to welcome you guys all. And if you are watching this particular webinar live or you are watching a recording, please hit us up, leave us a comment, let us know you are here, share your feedback, give us a high five, whatever you can, and let us know that you are participating. And also share your feedback, what you want to. If you have any questions for our guest, feel free to ask them because she's kind enough to take them as well. So, without any further delays, I would introduce our guest, Sabina. Hi, Sabina. How are you going?
I'm good, Adil. How are you?
I am very well. Thank you, Sabina. Thanks very much for joining us today.
No, thanks for inviting me. I'm very excited to talk about this topic because it's really close to my heart. So thank you for allowing me.
No, always a pleasure to talk to you. And we are doing this for the first time, but I know we have had numerous chats around men's health in the
Yeah.
background. And that's what our topic is for today, guys. So we will be talking about why men's health is important. And we are not trying to be discriminatory here. We are not trying to isolate or create a distinction between men and women, but we are only talking about men today. And there's a specific reason for that. And I would like our guest Sabina to actually talk about why do you want to talk about men's health? Why is it so important to you?
Well, Adil, it is Men's Health Month. So for the whole of June, it's Men's Health Month. And last week was Men's Health Week. And
Yep.
it's something that's really important. Well, I suppose there's two ends to this question. Personally, it's really important, and professionally as well. So I'll go first with the personally, maybe. But I have two
Yeah, tell
boys.
us your journey. I mean, why did you end up being a men's health coach? Yeah, I want to know why did you become a men's health kind of thing, being a woman?
The interesting question, great question. So I
Yep.
am indeed a woman, but I am also a mother of two boys, and I think that if this is something that I'm learning more and more about, is that men's health, mental and physical, there's few avenues for them actually for people to actually discuss it openly, and I think thinking about what you do, it's something that actually needs to change. It's a legacy, and
Yep.
this needs to change like now because the rates of men's health, the suicide rates, the depression rates, men die earlier than women die by about 5 years. Um,
Wow.
there's a chronic illness. More men live with chronic illness than women. So all these statistics, diabetes, 75% of men are obese or overweight. Diabetes, something I'm Pakistani.
How much is that? Do you want to repeat that stat again? Sorry.
So 75% of men are overweight or obese.
Ooh.
So it's
Wow.
pretty scary. And diabetes is something close to my heart. I'm Pakistani, and the brown people get a bit of a bad rap, and the fact that they're sort of predisposed to diabetes. And I've got lots of men in my family and women who've got diabetes, and they're on these drugs for the rest of their life. When
Yep.
more often than not, it could have been prevented with better choices.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly. So why did you choose for men only? I know it's a men's health month in June at this point, but you have been working for a long time, and I've known you very well. You work for men's health, men and nutrition as a nutritionist as well. What made you to actually really specialize in that particular area, being a woman yourself?
So I think it all
I know
came.
you mentioned about your kids, your two sons being men, and they will be men very soon. They are young men. uh,
Yeah. So aside from that, I think something needs to change, and men sometimes take advice differently from men and women. We have a different kind of energy. I interact differently with men and with women, completely different. But also, as I understand men a lot more. The majority of people in my life are men, amazing husband, amazing father, and I think that they haven't got a voice, and I think that I would like to change that and provide a voice. And I think as a woman, I probably get a little bit like, why are you doing that? The women need something. I think women have
Yep.
got we have a lot of support now. It's getting better and better. And I know there's still room for improvement.
Yep.
But I think because I've been given voice, it's why not change it up a little bit? And a female health coach in the men's realm, and try and give them a female touch, but actually help them change differently than a man. So I can bring a different energy than what most men.
Exactly. So, guys, I'm here with you, but I'm just looking at some of the comments coming through on our channel. So I'm just responding back to them as well. Whatever live comments are coming through on my mobile, I can't do it on my laptop now because that is where we are having the live webinar. So that's why I'm looking downward on my mobile, just replying back to your comments. So coming back to this topic of men's health, Sabrina, do you want to share? I mean, you were telling me a story of one of your clients who you've been working with. Do you want to share their story, because that was really, really interesting?
Yeah. So I was with a client, a guy. He was actually Indian, and he'd been here for a while. And one of the things, he was really struggling with the energy. He was struggling with the cold weather. And he's struggling with the food, right? And he'd gained quite a lot of weight. He was pre-diabetic, and he was high cholesterol. And a lot of that, he thought that it was sort of, he'd been given advice on medication, to take medication from the doctors. But he came to me first as before the doctors, as a last resort, which I commend him on, because I think that's something, quite transformational. And within 4 weeks, we'd already reduced his cholesterol by him taking supplementation and by him increasing his dietary fiber. And then eventually, after I think it was about 3 months, he was back down to his weight of when he was 21, which he said he'd never seen. He was 34. And he said his energy levels were, amazing. So, for me, and there was no medication, there was nothing really drastic that he changed. But what I did is I empowered him, right? And just gave him a few different tools. Is that how he needs to eat is a little bit differently than from how he was eating. So it's basically pre-programming your habits, right?
Yep.
And just changing things up. Because if we work with our bodies, we synchronize what's going on the outside with what's going on the inside, everything starts to go a lot better. We start working, less, everything is easier. You're otherwise just walking through sludge kind of thing. And so, yeah, he was extremely happy, back to the same way he wanted to be. And it was just, but that's one of many stories. Yeah.
Beautiful. And it reminds me of the situation, and I've been guilty of that myself. I would admit that we would say, oh, we are busy. I'm not talking about everyone, but just for myself at this point. And I think it's kind of common. Correct me if I'm wrong, if you have seen that in other people as well. I would always have excuses around when it comes to health. Oh, I'll probably do it a bit later, or I'll probably start eating properly from next week, or I will have a proper routine, or I just don't have time for that. I'm too busy with my work, with kids, with life. It's just a busy schedule, so I probably can't do it, or it's too difficult to change my nutritional habits or my eating habits. Is that really true?
I think all change is not easy. We've grown up with these habits and behaviors from, for decades. But all changes, change is rewarded, right? And so I actually think you need to look at it a little bit differently. Is that, a lot of people do, I agree, we're all very time poor. But what if I told you that a job that was going to take you an hour to complete would only take you 30 minutes? Then would you still tell me that you'd have no time? Because the reality is that if you actually activate your metabolism, you activate your energy at the right time in the right way, for the rest of the day, you'll be working at a higher, more optimal level. You will have better cognition. You'll make better decisions, faster decisions. You'll be more creative, and your problem solving will increase. So I think that yes, okay, it is a valid reason in some sense, but I think I encourage people to think about it a little bit differently. Are you honest? Would you really like to be saving more time? I'd rather be at the gym than working at my computer, that's for sure. So yeah, that's my, I don't know if that was a very good answer to the question, but I think when you have a strategy, most people, business owners, have a strategy for their marketing, their sales. They need a strategy for the engine room, right,
Yep.
of that business, which is them. You're driving the ship. But if the driver goes down, no marketing plan or sales plan is going to help you, because you are the driver of that ship. So I
Yep.
encourage people to, particularly business owners, look at their health as a business investment.
Exactly, exactly. And that's what I wanted to come across to, because we look at our business and we think, or our jobs or whatever we do for work, as our asset. And we want to grow it, we want to protect it. But the biggest asset I think we have is our own personal health, which is physical as well as mental health.
100%.
And
100%. Yeah.
we try to shelf it, we try to keep it away. I had a financial planner last week on this call, and we were going through about the importance of having the right insurances in place, and that is part of protecting yourself and recognizing yourself as an asset first, that you yourself are the biggest asset. And if you recognize that, then the decision becomes much more easier, right? So I think that's exactly where you're pointing, and that was a very good answer. So I want to make it really easier for people. Let's say people who are in their 30s or 40s or even 50s, right? Business owners, or they're doing their jobs, they're extremely busy, they think extremely occupied, juggling multiple things, maybe doing a job with a side hustle, busy with the kids' sports, kids' weekend activities, and things like that. What are the three top things those people can start doing now so that they can actually have a more healthier lifestyle without having to cut down on what they are currently doing in their busy lives?
So I think an audit is really necessary. Like, we audit everything, we should be auditing. Like, we're so having an audit, and I use 3 buckets
Yep.
to do that audit, because health is not about what's on your plate. There's so many different components to it. Basically, looking at your nutrition. So I suggest that most high performing people need a high performing nutrition plan. They need to fuel. If you're driving a Lamborghini, you've got a degree, you're a doctor, you're a professor. If you're not fueling the Lamborghini right, then it's not going to go. So
Yep.
you need to be putting that quality in at the right time and the right intensity. Also, movement. It doesn't have to be hours at the gym. How I teach people is I actually teach them when to exercise to get the most bang for their buck. So I'm a busy mum, and the majority of people I work with are really busy, time poor, like yourself.
Yep.
So working out 45 minutes at the gym in the morning at the right time is much more effective than working out 2 hours in the latter part of the day. And so I explain that, because again, it's these biohacks, they call them now, but it's just basically working with your body that help you. And also is mind management. And I think this is so crucial, because a lot of, for want of a better word, plans don't have this involved. And I think we have to recognize this, because our mind, our mental energy is one of the biggest drivers. It's like the foundation of the house. You can build this amazing empire it's beautiful, right? It's got amazing curtains, you've got a beautiful car in the driveway. But if the foundations are they haven't taken the time to build those foundations, no matter, again, your empire will fall down very easily. So it's just building that resilience from the get-go.
Yep.
We give a lot of people mental health tools, but when your brain has several different brain waves, take advantage of them. I teach you when those brain waves are, so that you can then tap into those brain waves and say, okay, well, this is the best time for me to do X, Y, and Z. This is the best time for me to do X, Y, and Z. And then you feel you're working with your body, and you're getting more done in less time, which is a win-win. You get more time to do what you want.
That's what we all want, to do more in less time and being more efficient and feeling more lighter and healthier, isn't it?
100%.
Amazing, amazing. I love that. And do people need to spend like 4 hours every week to implement the plan that you've just suggested when they're starting off? Do they need 4 hours every week?
4 hours is a bit much. I try to work in small increments. One of my favorite, I think you read the book as well, is Atomic Habits. Have you?
Oh yeah, love it, love it. My son is actually reading it right now. He's turning 9, and he started getting interested in that. So he started reading first few chapters, and I have to probably have to stop at a certain point because this is slightly above your level. He's loving it.
That's brilliant. And I think that is it's small, impactful, consistent habit changes can just stack up on top of each other, and they can be life changing. So I don't suggest 4 hours. It's just the small tweaks. So I'm into tweaks. Is basically, we might bring your workout half an hour forward, bring your breakfast an hour forward. And those little tiny pieces of the puzzle, that's when the magic's made.
Exactly.
I don't go into this whole investing too much into it. You've got to have a life.
Exactly. Now makes sense. And that's what I wanted to bring down to people. A lot of people think, oh, I have to change my routine upside down. I have to start talking to a nutritionist. So now I have to exercise at 6 a.m. in the morning and then go for a walk at 5 in the evening, things like that. Well, it doesn't happen. If you try to alter your routine upside down, it won't last. It won't be sustainable. So you will get bored out of it very quickly, right? And that's what we don't want. So it has to be slow and steady steps. And that's where you can help, right? That's where talking to someone like Sabina can really help you to understand which steps you need to take first, what 1 or 2 small things you need to start with. And that will have an impact over the next few weeks. And you will find the impact over the next course of a few weeks as well.
Well, so even a few days, the impact that you can do from just sort of adopting some of these lifestyle changes, it's dramatic. And once momentum kicks in, the sky's the limit.
It is. Now, thanks very much, Sabina. I'm just conscious of the time as well. Any parting tips that you want to give to our audience today, or people who will be watching this webinar later on?
Yeah, my biggest tip is actually about what you talk about, legacy. And it's what brought me to this was becoming a parent. That changed my whole life, as it changes everybody's life, right? And it's for dads out there, or even leaders in any position, is sometimes you can't ask for help, or you don't want to take help, or you don't want to explore what's out there.
Yep.
And I understand that. But what I really encourage you to do is remember, particularly if you're a father, or even, if you're a mother as well, but is that children don't do as you say, they do as you do. So I don't want to be having this conversation in 10 years' time where the statistics are even higher. You actually can do something now, even if it's not for you, but you can do it for somebody. You can do it for future generations. You actually can lay the foundations now for the next generation. So yes, you might not want to go and have, a blood test. You might not want to go and see a performance coach. You might not want to do these things. But if you take you out of it and think about your kids, which our kids are our future, they're everything to us, then think about them. Think about, what do you want for your child as they get older? And when sons see their dads asking for help, be it mental, physical, whatever, they see that it's acceptable, it's no longer taboo, and you break that chain. So I encourage you to do that. So leave a legacy of help.
Beautiful. Do it for the people you really care for, right?
Yes.
Those for you really love. That's amazing. I love that message. And how can someone reach out to you if they want to, Sabina?
So please contact me on LinkedIn. Adil will hopefully tag me, and I'll also put down a free health audit that I'm offering. It's a 30-minute check just to basically see where holes little bits of the puzzle are missing. And then once we start to find out where the gaps are, then we can start to build a really clear strategy or protocol around that and help you and your business go higher.
Beautiful, beautiful, guys. So Sabina is offering a free 30-minute health audit. Get in touch with her via LinkedIn, and I will also post her contact details in the chat, in the comments on YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook, where we are having this webinar going live. So please make sure you reach out to her, get your free health audit done, and see how can you plug the gaps, how can you get yourself a more healthier version of yourself. So do that. Don't waste time, and do it, as Sabina said, do it for your loved ones. Thank you so very much, Sabina. Thank you for joining us today and for all the valuable insights.
Thank you. Take care.
Take care.